when my daughters were born, and I've got a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. And my oldest daughter, we did the doula, midwife, birth center, water birth, all this stuff. You know, I'm adjusting her. We had a doula and massage therapy, everything, and it's going great. And then my wife goes into labor. 34 hours of labor. So I'm sitting there going, my God, the woman's body is amazing. It produces life, right? It creates, there's nothing else that can create life like her body, and it's designed perfectly. But in this situation, something was keeping it from working exactly like it was supposed to. And then so she was born and fine and everything. It just took a long time to get her out. And I put her up on my wife's chest after I caught her. And 5 minutes later, I'm getting in there and adjusting her and checking her, and it was a beautiful thing. So my second daughter, this is one of those stories where I could go on forever. But so she was breech, 36, 37 weeks, couldn't turn her. We're doing everything I learned how to do as a chiropractor, adjust her. My wife's laying inverted. We're doing the flashlight trick, the frozen peas, spinning babies, oils, you know, everything, right, you could think of. Nothing. So we finally allow the OB to do an internal version, which, if you're familiar with that, it's not a comfortable thing. So it's manually trying to get the baby to turn. And excuse me, external version. I said internal version, external version. And so the OB is trying and trying and trying. And 15 minutes of this, she looks at us and she goes, okay, look, this is the last time I'm going to try it. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, C-section, here we come. So she gets it and turns my daughter and gets her right about at 12 o'clock. Her feet are up here. She lets go, and my daughter goes wham, right back to horizontal. So I'm like, okay, well, something's weird here. So fortunately, my wife went into labor. Water broke. We are on the way to the hospital. We get there, and the OB is doing her things, and it's an OB that I had known, so very, you know, conservative as far as OBs go. And so we get my daughter out, place her on my wife's chest, and do all that good stuff. And I'm standing at the head of the table, and the OB looks up at me, and she goes, hey, Glenn, look. And she holds the cord up like this. And right in the middle of the cord was this big loose knot. I realized at that moment right there that her body was so smart and so designed well that it would not allow that baby to turn all the way because it would have pulled the knot tight. Every time I tell this story, my hairs on my neck stand up. That point, I look back on it now, I realize that power that's in the body that tells it what to do, that controls it, that heals it, that allows us to be who we are, is there. And I look back on these two things kind of coming together and me understanding this, and I just, this is where I am now. I understand that the body has this amazing ability to heal and function at a high level. And sometimes things get in the way of that. And only the chiropractic adjustment gets that interference out of there, allows the body to do what it's supposed to do. And it's freaking amazing.